Is it a speaker? Is it a light show? Is it any good? My name is Switch with the DJs Guru, and the first mixer I ever bought was a Gemini DJ PS525PRO in 1999. Knew it was a budget offering back then, but we all got to start somewhere, right? So when Gemini Sound, yes, that Gemini, reached out to the DJs Guru in 2024 about reviewing their GD-215PRO speaker, I wasn't sure what to do. If I review something, I want to review it fairly, and a 15-inch speaker with a volume knob and some plugs on the back didn't seem like it had anything new to offer beyond a competitive price point. Then I found out there's two versions, and one of them has lights on it, so I immediately asked for two of those. Let me explain. My DJ career has taken me to some different and interesting places, and one of my recurring events this year is in a video game bar surrounded by computer screens, TVs, consoles, and, as you may have guessed, lots of RGB lighting. So when I saw a pic of these GDL-215PRO speakers from Gemini, I not only discovered something new worth talking about, but I immediately found a use case for them. With that said, I want you to go into this review with an open mind and ask yourself, is this a speaker that looks pretty? Or is it a sound active RGB light that sounds good? I'm going to try to address both of those questions together, and I want to start with the speaker side of things. Setting the competitive price aside, the GDL-215PRO sounds really good. It doesn't have some of the modern digital audio features like feedback destruction, auto ducking, or EQ profiles, but it does have some high-low controls and a Bluetooth channel for anybody that might need those things at a gig. The rear panel has two XLR inputs, 2/4-inch inputs, an 1/8-inch input, and stereo RCA inputs, which technically means I can hook more stuff up to it than some of the other more expensive speakers I reviewed in the past. There's also an XLR out, so you can daisy chain two of them together, as well as the controls for the Bluetooth and lighting stuff, which I'll get into in a little bit. Last but not least, there's a button for a feature they call True Wireless Stereo that allows two of these speakers to connect wirelessly in a stereo pair, meaning you can set them up at a party without having to run a cable between them and still get that extra coverage. As for how they sound, it's kind of funny. When I took these out to that little party at the gaming bar, I got them dialed in okay, and I was able to get a sound I was pretty happy with after playing around with the EQ for a little while. But I was still listening closely to them and trying to make up my mind when a producer buddy walked into the gig and sat at the table next to me. No joke, the first thing out of his mouth was, "Hey man, are those the new speakers? They sound great." They advertise a 1300 watt peak for power, but as most audio professionals know, that means it's probably around half that for the typical power usage at a more common volume. That said, I didn't have any issues with volume in the room, and I think anybody expecting a certain amount of sound from a 15-inch speaker will have their expectations met without a problem. All of the inputs and digital features work as expected with simple controls, and, helpfully, all of the instructions for the Bluetooth, TWS, and lighting are printed right on the back of the speaker, so no need to worry about losing a manual or forgetting how to use a feature that you haven't needed for a few months. It's all just right there on the back. There is something worth noting though. These things are heavy, even compared to other 15-inch speakers that are out right now. It likely has something to do with the magnet they used or the way the internal amp is designed, but it's still a 15-inch speaker, so it's not like you're gonna tuck one of these things under each arm anyway. They're not crazy heavy, so there's no need to buy special stands or anything. Just have a cart or a hand truck nearby and you'll be fine. In fact, if you want to take a look at some of the other gear we recommend to help you stand out to your clients, visit our friends at djsupply.store.com and see what they have in stock. Whether you're looking for sound or lighting solutions, your next DJ controller, or something else to level up your setup, we'd love it if you considered ordering through DJ Supply Store. They offer fantastic deals and discounts, quick shipping, and both the office and warehouse are right here in the US. And by choosing djsupply.store.com, you'll help us here at the DJs Guru continue to bring you even more great videos just like this one. DJ Supply Store is made by DJs for DJs. So just head to the link in the description and let's all work together to make your next event a spectacular success. Now for the elephant in the room. Most real PA speakers don't have lights on them, so there isn't a lot of competition for light up PA speakers, but these things are pretty. The lights on either side of the main grille are diffused nicely, and the subtle lighting on the main woofer is hidden in the cabinet design, so you get a nice, even output of light without hot spots or tacky, overexposed LEDs. The lighting can cycle through a few different modes, starting with a flashing effect, a sound-activated pulsing effect, a sound-active VU meter effect, where the sidebars act like a visualizer, and a solid color effect, which you can cycle through using the color button on the right of the lighting controls. There is a table in the manual that shows the order of the different colors, so you can pick exactly the one you want, or you can cycle through until you find the one that fits your vibe. I stuck with the warmer white to go with the LED candles on the tables and tried to match my totems the best I could. It's not a perfect match, but it still looks so good. Is the lighting thing a gimmick? Of course it is. And if you read the marketing, Gemini isn't going to pretend otherwise. The thing is, what they're really selling is a more complete solution. DJs, whether a veteran or just starting out, are going to need sound, some kind of lighting, and some way to make their money back on the gear they bought. With the GDL-215PRO, you're getting a solid speaker with a fun, sound-active lighting setup in a single package. The lights are easy to turn off if it's not your thing or if it doesn't fit a particular gig. But if you're playing somewhere like a gaming bar or a modern house party, it might just add something new and different to your visuals. In fact, I'll take my opinion one step further. After trying these Gemini 15s, I really think more DJ speakers should incorporate something like this. LED strip technology has gotten so inexpensive these days, and I think a lot of other speaker brands could benefit from offering something that blends a professional audio solution with a bit of simple, well-designed lighting. At the end of the day, these speakers aren't going to upend the whole audio industry. But what if there was a more expensive version that had some of those digital audio features I mentioned earlier? Or app control? Or what if, for an extra $150, the lighting could be connected to a wireless DMX system so your speakers could sync with the rest of your lighting setup? Most DJs wouldn't even think twice about an entry-level PA speaker and some LED strips. But Gemini had the idea to throw them both into a single device. And that's the kind of different, out-of-the-box thinking that got my attention. And for the price, I'm pretty happy with the result. Before I wrap up, I'd like to ask you to leave a comment below and tell me what you are doing to set yourself apart from all the other DJs out there. A mobile company owner I used to work for described our service as the McDonald's of DJs. And if that's what you're after, I truly wish you success in that. But if you're a DJ like me that's always looking for a way to shake up expectations, make a new impression, or surprise and delight your clients, these GDL-215PROs might be a great way to do exactly that. Don't forget to subscribe to the DJs Guru, and thanks for watching.